amidst the barren lands of the American Southwest, where the scorching heat bakes the wild sand dunes and sparse scrublands. Survival is an unforgiving battle. The harsh sun scorches all signs of life, and the cracked earth becomes the arena for the most resilient creatures on the planet. Here, in the harsh Texas desert, exists a creature with an appearance straight out of prehistoric times. At first glance, it looks like a moving fossil or a spiky rock forgotten in the blazing sun. That is the Texas horned lizard. With its strange flattened body covered in an array of sharp spikes protruding from its head, back, and sides, this creature possesses an incredibly menacing appearance. Thanks to its skin, which mimics the colors of gray dirt, gravel, and sand, it can blend completely into its surroundings. When standing still on the ground, it practically disappears from the sight of any predator. But in this desert, perfect camouflage is merely the first layer of armor. The true secret that makes this tiny lizard a legend of the natural world lies in a terrifying biological weapon that few could ever imagine. The sun is at its zenith. The temperature on the sand can easily exceed 50 degrees Celsius. While most other animals must seek shelter in deep rocky crevices or cool underground burrows, the Texas horned lizard begins its journey to find food. Its favorite and almost exclusive meal is the harvester ant. The harvester ant is not an easy prey. They possess sharp pincers and a venomous source containing chemicals that cause excruciating pain to any creature that accidentally touches them. But for the Texas horned lizard, this is a magnificent feast. It stands motionless beside an ant trail, as patient as a stone statue. The lizard's long, sticky tongue shoots out at terrifying speed. 1, 2, then hundreds. In a single day, a horned lizard can swallow thousands of venomous ants. Its body has evolved an extraordinary digestive system, a massive stomach occupying most of its abdominal cavity, along with a special mucous membrane in its throat that completely neutralizes the ant's venom. It accumulates energy from the very creatures carrying the most dangerous toxins in the desert. However, possessing a plump, slow-moving body after a full meal turns it into a lucrative target for the most formidable predators in this land. Hawks, rattlesnakes, desert foxes, and especially the coyote. The sun begins to set. A coyote is wandering in search of dinner. Its keen sense of smell detects the scent of the lizard. It approaches, step by step, cautiously and curiously. The horned lizard instantly senses the danger. The first level of defense is activated. It flattens itself against the sand, minimizing its shadow beneath the sun to blend into the scenery. But this time, camouflage fails. The coyote has come too close and spotted it. As the distance narrows to just a few steps, the horned lizard switches to its second layer of defense. It inflates its body to twice its normal size, erecting all the sharp horns on its head and sides. Its body now becomes a rugged, living sphere of spikes. This tactic makes it look larger and, more importantly, extremely difficult to swallow. The sharp horns could easily pierce the predator's palate if it tries to gulp it down. The coyote hesitates for a moment, but hunger prevents it from giving up easily. It gently nudges with its snout, pushing the lizard out of its safe position, preparing to sink its sharp teeth in. Right at this life-or-death moment, when all conventional defense limits crumble, the horned lizard plays its final trump card. A desperate act, bloody and full of nature's dark magic. The lizard stops moving. It locks its eyes onto the enemy. Inside its skull, a horrifying biological reaction begins to unfold. The horned lizard intentionally constricts the main jugular veins that drain blood from its head. Blood continues to be pumped to the brain by the heart, but cannot escape, causing the blood pressure inside the cranial region and eye sockets to skyrocket to terrifying levels. The ocular membrane swells, and then, snap! The thin membrane at the inner corner of the eye socket ruptures under the immense pressure. A jet of bright red blood squirts straight out into the air from the corner of the lizard's eye. The blood jet shoots at extreme speed, stretching into a bloody stream that sprays over a meter away, striking directly into the face, eyes, and nose of the coyote. Imagine the predator's shock. It was preparing to finish off a tiny prey, only to be suddenly attacked by a stream of blood spraying directly from the victim's eye. But that bloodstream is not merely a visual threat. It is a genuine chemical weapon. The blood of the Texas horned lizard contains special chemical compounds accumulated from a toxic diet of thousands of venomous ants. For canines, like coyotes or foxes, this bloodstream tastes incredibly foul, bitterly pungent, and causes severe mucosal irritation. The coyote violently recoils. It shakes its head continuously, coughing and gagging, desperately using its paws to frantically scratch at its eyes and nose to erase the bitter, stinging taste spreading in its mouth. The sense of horror and discomfort far outweighs its appetite. The predator turns its head in panic, fleeing into the desert bushes, leaving its bloody prey behind. The enemy's footsteps fade away. The battle ends. The horned lizard remains standing there, surviving an experience seemingly found only in horror movies. But does squirting blood from its eye sockets leave it blind or permanently damaged? Nature has calculated down to the smallest detail. As soon as the blood jet is released, the blood pressure in the lizard's head automatically drops. The jugular muscles relax, and blood circulation returns to normal. Thanks to the incredibly rapid tissue regeneration abilities of reptiles, the small tear in the eye socket immediately closes and begins to heal without leaving any damage to its vision. The eye becomes crystal clear once again, continuing to follow the rhythm of desert life. The Texas horned lizard is a masterpiece of evolution, where patience, camouflage, and a bloody biological weapon blend into one. Having survived for millions of years in the most barren lands, it has proven that, in the battle for life, the strongest is not necessarily the one with the biggest teeth or the fastest speed, but the one possessing the most astonishing and bold survival tactics. Beneath the scorching sun of the Texas desert, the tiny mutant carrying prehistoric horns still quietly walks on, ready to write the next chapter of its legendary survival story with the very blood inside its eye socket.